What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word India? My guess is yoga, curry, Taj Mahal, Bollywood, cricket, and for those who know their history, Mahatma Gandhi. Well, you'd be absolutely right to have thought about any or indeed all of these interesting things. But besides all the great things that India is known for, there is a trend that is fast being associated with the world's second most populous country: world-beating CEOs. In case you haven't noticed, the CEOs of multiple Fortune 500 companies and some of the world's biggest tech companies are all Indians. Yes, indeed. A quick Google search will reveal a mile-long list. Okay, I may have exaggerated a bit, but a long list of CEOs of multinational companies who are all of Indian descent. I do not think this is a coincidence or a stroke of luck. There have to be reasons why so many global corporations are being led by Indians. Surprised? Then join me as I unravel 6 reasons why so many CEOs are from India. Number 1. The Indian DNA. Ever heard of the saying, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade? Well, your average Indian is a living expression of that saying. With over 1.38 billion people, India is home to about 17.7% of the world's population. Typical of many countries with such a homogeneous population, issues like dysfunctional systems and infrastructure, institutionalized corruption, and torturous bureaucratic processes have always stifled growth and development. For most Indians, who are not afraid of hard work by the way, the only way out has been to dig deep to discover ways to maximize resources and work their way around problems. So, disruptive ideas, a predisposition to alternative approaches to handle the unexpected, heightened perseverance levels, and the capacity to consistently go above and beyond are core elements of the Indian DNA. Being resilient is an Indian way of life. It's almost congenital. This explains why when you put Indians in environments with piece-of-cake situations, or even in cutthroat business environments, they hit the ground running and start getting groundbreaking results in little or no time. We can find evidence of this resilience in the stories of Arvind Krishna, Raj Subramaniam, and Satya Nadella. Krishna joined IBM in 1990, Nadella joined Microsoft in 1992, and Subramaniam has been at FedEx since he joined them in 1992. That's about 3 decades in the same workplace, regardless of the ups and downs that come with such longevity. Number 2, they make the most of their opportunities. The West has always been a haven of economic opportunities, particularly the United States, which passed an Immigration and Nationality Act in 1965 that allowed a lot of Indians to immigrate to the land of opportunities. What is even more interesting is the fact that a significant number of Indians who went to the West worked in the technology industry. But it gets even more interesting. A few decades later, another wave of Indians would head to the US. Hordes of intelligent Indians like Satya Nadella and Sundar Pichai looking to further their education at some of the best universities in the US and the West in general. Nadella got his master's degree in computer science from the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee before getting an MBA from the University of Chicago Booth School of Business. Pichai got his master's degree from Stanford University Material Sciences and Engineering. He would go on to obtain an MBA from the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania. We all know how that turned out for them. And last I checked, India still sends a significant number of students to the West for varying levels and disciplines of education. Add to that fact that the majority of the work permits for foreigners that are issued by the US government are given to Indian software engineers. With such educational and employment opportunities up for grabs, there appears to be yet another crop of Indian CEOs on the bench, patiently waiting for their turns. Number 3, a robust tech culture. The growth of India's tech culture can be linked to the average Indian's propensity for metrics and math-related subjects. The Indian education system puts a lot of emphasis on math and science education. So naturally, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math education has always been a big deal in India, as most Indian parents made it a point of duty for their kids to study STEM-related disciplines. No wonder India boasts of a robust tech culture that has been in existence way before STEM became a global trend. Now, despite some of its economic and political challenges, India boasts of an extremely competitive educational system. Some of its most reputable academic institutions are the IITs, Institutes of Technology. India's IITs are central government-owned public technical institutes that are spread out all over India. With an acceptance rate of less than 2% of the number of applicants, these schools boast high educational standards that match even some of the best schools in the West. With such a high educational standard, it is no surprise that some of the alumni from IITs are the CEOs of leading Fortune 500 companies. For instance, Google's Pichai, IBM's Arvind Krishna, FedEx's Subramaniam, Twitter's Agrawal, and Sankaran Albertson all graduated from IITs. What's more, about a third of the engineers in America's Silicon Valley are of Indian descent, all of whom are direct or indirect products of India's thriving software industry. Number 4. A great propensity to adapt. Most Indians speak English, all thanks to being part of the Commonwealth of Nations, so that gives them an edge over other foreign nationals from other parts of the globe. Then again, India is a melting pot of sorts with strong democratic institutions that facilitate healthy debate, dissent, and disruption. So it has a lot in common with countries in the West, particularly the US, which are equitable, pluralist, multi-ethnic, multi-religious societies, all with a profound belief in the individual's ability to achieve great heights by dint of hard work and dedication. Their mastery of the English language and numbers, plus the fact that they are also fast learners, explains why they have always found it easy to adapt to the economic, political, and social conditions that they meet in the West. Number 5. Dogged work ethic. A strong work ethic is the common denominator of all CEOs, Indian and non-Indian. For most Indians, the line between work and personal life, when they have the luxury of personal lives, is blurred. That's why you'd find them working long hours both at school and at the office, even if they have to work weekends. Former Pepsi CEO Indra Nooyi is on record for working from midnight to about 5 a.m. as a receptionist to raise the funds needed to put herself through a master's degree at Yale. Even as Pepsi's CEO, she didn't rest on her oars. She still woke up at about 4 a.m. and often had to work until midnight. Number 6. The death of discrimination. With the death of discrimination against people of color in the West, glass ceilings disappeared, and meritocracy soon became a common practice in the modern business landscape. Given their educational qualifications, work ethic, and resilience, among other attributes, it has become very easy for Indians to be selected for key roles in global multinational businesses across the world. After all, if you wanted the best for your company, wouldn't you want someone with proven abilities in a leadership position? I would if I found myself in such a situation. Imagine if Satya Nadella was passed off as Microsoft's CEO because of his race or nationality. Do you think it would have grown from the $400 billion company it was in 2014 to be over $2.2 trillion today? Nadella is a shining example of the innovation, dedication, and growth that Indian CEOs have brought to the companies under their watch. What is more interesting is that most of these CEOs worked their way through the ranks of these companies, arriving at leadership positions based on the strength of their characters, educational achievements, and attitude to work. So there you have it, 6 reasons why so many CEOs are from India. In my opinion, the Indian DNA is the major ingredient behind these CEOs of leading global companies. So which of these reasons do you think is most important? Better still, do you have any other reasons why there are so many Indian CEOs? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching.